Alright guys, it is a cold, gloomy day here in the end times in paradise in East Bumblefuck, New Mexico, here on this chilly, windy, probably soon to be rainy Wednesday, May 10th, 2017. So here we are in the garden, in the raised bed garden. Good Lord, here's what's left of my winter greens. So what I'm doing now, guys, is just putting in the summer garden. I wish I had about 3 times as much space. This is when all the good things go in. But anyway, I just want to do a short, this is just one of your short instructional videos here from your old doomsday gardener about what I refer to, not too jokingly, as maintenance-free gardening. I really don't spend much time in this garden. Since I have it all on drip irrigation and whatnot. But this is it. This is what I want to talk about today. Is let me set this up somewhere. We're going to introduce people to the most underappreciated garden tool on the planet, and that is the spading fork. The spading fork. This is not a pitchfork. This is a spading fork. It's got 4 flat tines, and you use the spading fork twice a year, pretty much, in the fall and in the spring. Once you make your raised bed gardens, and this is also an instructional video on why I do not put sides on my raised bed gardens. I've never put sides on my raised bed gardens. I wish I knew whether this thing was, I think this camera is too high up. Is this going to be better? So when I make a raised bed garden, I don't put anything on the sides. It makes it a hell of a lot easier to work with. So all I've done today is gone through, now that it's springtime, we're ready to put in the summer garden. The greens, all my various greens are pretty much done for the year and bolted and getting bitter. And it's time to put in my spring garden. So all I did was you go and you pull out the old plants. This is really high-tech stuff I'm talking about here. This is real rocket science, guys. And just the act of pulling out the old plants gets you a long way towards your tilling. And then after you pull the plants out, you do this one time. You get your spading fork. You never need a rototiller on here again. You never set your foot in these raised beds again. They have some in China that have been there for 2,000 years. Once you get your beds set up, then what you do is, when you put in, when you change over the season in your garden, you simply get your spading fork and you go along the row. You turn the dirt over one time and just kind of hit it with the fork. This is it. Just one turn, hit it with the fork. One turn. And you've gone down one, you go up one side, down the other. There you go. There you go. And that's pretty much it. And your bed, so then what I'm going to do next is, after I do this to what's ready to plant, then I'm going to go add my, in my case, I'm going to put in mostly horse shit. A bunch of horse shit, a little bit of chicken shit, some wood ashes, maybe some bone meal, and just get the spading fork. So we're gonna pretend like this is horse shit. I'm gonna put about a 1-inch, maybe a 2-inch layer of horse shit on here, and sprinkle some chicken shit and ashes and stuff, and then you go over the second time. Pretend like this is horse shit. Then you go, and it's already tilled, and then you just do this, and that is all you do. Then you should have your drip irrigation lines still set from the previous season, and you lay out your drip irrigation lines. And now that it's summer, I need to buy some landscape cloth. I'm a big believer in landscape cloth. So this is this drip irrigation line with the little emitters automatically built in. I don't know if you can see that. I automatically built in every 12 inches. So, and you can actually feel this. And so I put down, after I've pulled out my plants, I've turned over the dirt, I've spaded in the compost, the horse shit and whatnot. I lay out my drip irrigation lines, and then I cover the whole thing in the summertime. In the wintertime, I don't use any landscape cloth. In the summer, then I'm just going to cover the whole thing, drip irrigation lines and all, and you can easily feel these things through the cloth. And then you just simply, with a pair of scissors or a knife or whatever, you just cut a little hole out and plant your seeds or your starts directly through the cloth. And as I say, this is real rocket science. And what's nice about, so each bed, my beds are 3 feet wide. All of my beds are 3 feet wide. So so sometimes you're going to be in a situation like this. So I still have the beets to harvest, from the springtime, but I can just pull up the other irrigation line, and with the spading fork, I can go ahead and have this entire side planted while the beets are coming in. And you see how you just keep this constant rotation going. As I say, it's real rocket science. So I'm going to get back to work and get her done before the big storm blows in. And I don't know, I think I'm supposed to be out chasing down Bigfoot when all of these homegrown tomatoes and melons and all the good stuff comes in. But someone will be around to eat them. We're going to put the whole garden up on an automatic timer on the drip irrigation, so even if we're not here, someone will enjoy this garden. If you're anywhere near East Bumblefuck, come and dive in. Now this one does have the sides on it. It's just a lot more pain in the ass to deal with your spading fork. So there's the ones with the side, and there's the ones without the side. It's amazing how well the sides actually stay. All right, guys, that is your saving the planet and yourself in the end times video of the day. And I got to get back to work and get her done. And man, look at that spinach. So the spinach is the same thing. So I can keep my spinach. It's going to bolt in another, I probably got about another 2 weeks on the spinach. But I can still go ahead and get this side of this bed planted now. And then I'll come back when the spinach bolts and pull it out. And there you go. It is a fine day here in the end times in paradise. Bye, guys.